In this video, I want to provide you with a few ideas or things to think about when installing a room addition. You start with a particular floor plan and a roof design, and then when you alter it by putting a room addition in here, you could change the roof pitch and change it in some ways that you might not expect. Now, what I'm going to show you here is I'm going to put a room addition on the side here and a room addition on the back and provide you with a few things to think about when you are planning on locating the walls in a certain spot. You might be better to move a wall a foot in one direction to make the roof design a little more appealing or to make it a little easier to build. So let's start with this example here. We have 15 foot 5 inches here, a 15-foot 5-inch span here, and same here. As long as we have the equal dimensions here, our roof ridge is going to die into the roof ridge and they will be the same height. The minute that I change this, the roof pitch will change also. Here's an example of a equal span creating the ridge that would die into the existing ridge. So this span and this span is the same. Give you an idea here. 15 foot 5 inch width and then a 15 foot 5 inch width creates a ridge height that would be equal. If I make this larger or this one here wider, this one here wider, it's going to affect the ridge design. In this example, I moved the wall to make it a little wider, and you can see right here where it has raised the ridge height, and it's not the same height anymore because I made the room wider. Here's an example of what I'm talking about. I made this wider. You can see that the ridge is taller. It's going to change the design of the building. So I hope that makes sense. The minute that you change the width of the rooms, it's going to affect the ridge height and the roof design. In this example, I went ahead and put a room addition on, and you can see where it has changed the roof design because I've increased the overall width of this part of the house. So this part right here can be altered. I could take this whole wall here and drag it in, and that's just going to move the ridge. It's going to move the hips and just make this a little smaller. It's not going to change the height of the ridge. The ridge height is going to be determined by the span on this side, not on this side here. Give you an idea. So let's go ahead and take a look at what it would look like in a different perspective here. So here we have the equal sided 15 foot 5, I believe, and here we have changed the width. We've increased this because we put a room addition here, which raised the height of the ridge. Hope that makes sense. Haven't done anything here. Same 15 foot 5 inches. Right here we have 15 foot 5 inches. So this, in theory, the ridge and this ridge is the same height. But this is kind of giving you an idea of how you can actually change the design. I know a lot of people just grab a piece of paper and a pencil and they think, the ridge is going to die right into there. It's not. When you add a room addition on and you're trying to get everything to blend in, you're going to need to factor in the overall span of the area you're working with and how it's going to affect the height of the ridge if you're going to keep the pitch the same. Now I could change the pitch. I could have this line, the ridge line, come into here and then just run an offset, a different, wouldn't be a 45-degree angle coming off of here for my hip. I could just simply cut a board in here and cut all these rafters to fit in here and probably get something to work. But if you're going to keep everything the same, you're going to have to keep in mind that the width of the span, of course, is going to affect everything. Now let's go ahead and pop something off the back, another addition. Here's the one addition we have here. See how the roof's working out. And if we bring something off of the back, the ridge is going to be lower because the span is smaller. If I change this to the 15'2" span overall, then the ridge would die right into this ridge here. So let's go ahead and take a look at what this would look like in a three-dimensional view. So again, here's the one room addition on this side, the other room addition on the back, and you can see where the ridge is lower. The ridge is lower because this width isn't the same. If I brought this over at 15 foot 5 inches, I believe, then the ridge would line up with here and a valley would come off, and then the hip right here would die right into the top where the valley would come off on the other side. This thing wants to just keep spinning. All I got to do is spin it. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense, and this ought to give you something to think about when you are designing your roof for a home addition.